I would say look at the people who are helping you. Like look at them. Look. That's what when I was behind in the back of those police cars and I would be getting taken away and I would see like the hurt in my mom, that's what really helped me make decisions. How much time are you spending on a craft before the cameras?
Yes.
Before in any lane of business, when the cameras come on, that's really the end product that's ready to grow. And I think a lot of people don't think about that. When I first got on the internet, I had no idea I was gonna have like 1 million followers. I'm really just now, honestly, starting to build a team to understand algorithm and all this stuff. I have no idea of how none of that stuff works. I was just really dribbling every day and being authentically trying to make it and recording the process. So if I give it's authentic storytelling, which is your life, who you are authentically, whether you get 1 like, I had 2 likes, people fall, and then purpose. You gotta have a purpose.
They ain't let us up, so we had to shut it down. Started from the bottom, yeah, we got it off the ground. When you know that you a king, you don't care about the crown. Can't be in the game when you standing out of bounds. Me, I'm in the game like it's EA. Born and raised, I'm from LA, CA. Highly educated, got an MA and a BA. And every day it costs me, so I ain't got a free day.
What's happening, y'all? This is Todd Wilson with another episode of Elevate Your Game. And today, man, we have NBA trainer, business owner, mentor. Man, y'all know him as Dribble Too Much. We all know him as well as Johnny Stephene, my brother.
Man, I'm honored to be here.
Man, thank you for being here,
And
brother. Hey, wait.
I already feel
not just
elevated.
here. We are here at the Handle Life headquarters in the media room. Hey, man, thank you for allowing us to, have a place to do this, man. And excited for you and what you have in front of you. And thank you, man.
Man, thank you for being a part of it from, the jump of this, man. Y'all gonna see a lot of movies in here. We got B-roll and y'all gonna recognize them because now they at the HQ.
We love it, man.
Yeah.
Love it, man. We love to start this podcast off. Your favorite hoop movie of all time and why?
I would say it was either He Got Game, Coach Carter. I'll say Coach Carter.
Coach Carter.
Yeah.
Why?
I just like the whole aspect of the adversity that, they were dealing with. And it reminded me of, how I grew up in basketball and being a part of a family with a coach that was really dedicated to seeing me make it.
Absolutely. And where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Boynton Beach, Florida.
Okay.
So I'm a Florida boy. I'm a hooper. If you see me, you might think I'm a running back, but I play ball.
100%. You definitely can hoop.
Right.
And so your journey starting off, you said you had a coach who was part of your family. Is this real family or basketball family, somebody who came a part of your family? And what was that journey like, having somebody at that young age and, bring you along on your journey?
Man, it was amazing, man. Like, I was a troubled kid when I grew up. And you could hear a lot of this story on Handle Life Story. My song was like really exactly how I grew up about it, featuring Damian Lillard. I'm not name dropping, but you guys go check that out.
Well, his rap name is Dame Dollar. So
Dame
we'll call
Dollar,
him Dame
right.
Dollar. There
Yeah,
you go.
Dollar. But so this coach was more of a community coach, yes to everybody, and brought everybody in, split them in teams. We had a season, and it was history from there. But before there, it was in the streets. And the way I got to the community center was by being in a program and being in house arrest and stuff like that. And the only option was for me to either stay home or go to these other things or dive into the community with basketball.
For a kid who's struggling, having 1 foot in the streets and 1 foot on the court, going back to who you were and how you, were guided out of that, what advice would you give to them?
I would say look at the people who are helping you. Like, look at them. Look. That's what, when I was behind in the back of those police cars and I would be getting taken away and I would see like the hurt in my mom, that's what really helped me make decisions. Cause, so I would say any advice to somebody who's having 1 foot in and 1 foot out is like really look at the people who are really helping you, who care about you. You might not want to hear this all the time, but those are the people that can help you make better decisions.
Absolutely, man. And knowing who you are today, this is something I didn't know, that you were troubled in your youth, right? And so learning this about you, almost would never know it because you have this forward-thinking, grinding, positive attitude. Where did you get that aspect from? Where did all the positivity come from and, everything you are today?
Man, the love of the game, being in the streets, sleeping, and not knowing when you got a warrant. I'm sure the kids in the streets, y'all know this, how this feels. You have a warrant and you sleeping, and you never know when somebody gonna knock on the door and come and say it's time to go. So like being so uneasy with that and then getting dove into the community, it was just felt like better. Like it felt better. Like I had a group of friends, then I had another group of friends, and this group of friends helped me sleep better at night. So I decided to stay on this side with the group of friends. And being talented, I actually learned how to dribble when I was on house arrest. So when I had to stay home, everybody was coming to my front yard. Then everybody would leave and go play at the park, and I'll be left alone with just me and the basketball. So I would be in front of my house, imagine I'm playing with my friends, and then I made a friend, which was my shadow. So then I started like dribbling every day, watching the N1 mixtape, trying to shake my shadow, and I had made up this thing. It's almost like when you're locked in like that, you got to get creative. I'm literally on house arrest, locked in. So I'm like, okay, every day I'm going to try to shake my shadow. Man. Every day. And I would dribble every day, do every move, and for hours out there. Lights come off, I'm back in the house. And by the time it was time for me to get off house arrest, I got thrown in the community center. And then when I started playing against people, and I got this one highlight, my first day at the community center, and it was against a guy named Corey, who was an NFL player at the time, and he was guarding me. And I just noticed that my handle was a little bit better than everybody else. So it just says like that time I took off when I was forced to stay home and spend time with the basketball, it grew when I got out there to the, community.
Yeah, no, it's crazy how God uses that moment that you think you are locked up and that you're on house arrest, you can't do anything, and taking your freedom away. It makes me think of like in the Bible, Joseph, his brothers threw him away, but without that moment, he would have never became the person, who ran Egypt. You never would have become, everything you are without having to dribble against your shadow, because that's the place where God had you in that moment to send you on your way to your mission, to your dreams, to opening this door for you, right? Like, man, it's like, so would you, if you had to do it again, would you not be on house arrest? Like, cause like that's a question for you.
And it's really taking me back, because I think about those moments out there. It's almost like there was no time. And I was just like, I really was having fun, because I was also inspired by the N1 mixtape. So all the moves I was seeing from Skip to Malou and Hot Sauce and the Professor, shout out to the Professor, my boy. All the stuff that I was seeing on there, he was a little bit later, but all the stuff that I was seeing on there, it felt like in the community of it. So like the community of the environment. When I got out of house arrest and I was in the environment and I seen like cars, it looked like I was in Florida, but it looked like what was happening on TV in New York. I think basketball around the world, I don't know how it was for you, Todd.
I was out here in LA. Yeah.
I don't know how it was like when you go to the outside parks and it's like cars parked all around, it's packed. It's, 100 downs. You gotta win to stay on. Yep. It was that environment that felt like family and home, and it was way better than busting licks and running in the streets. Seriously. So I wouldn't take it back.
How old were you when this happened?
I was like around 10, 11, 12, 13. And then around 12 years old, I got thrown in the community, and I got thrown in a program for about 8 weeks in a home where I was just taken away from my family, and they put me in this home. And in that home, I just remember like every day watching basketball with one of the coaches there. And I'm just like going through all of these experiences. Like I love my friends. I love the stuff that we were doing at the time. I'm like, I want to hang out with my boys. Cause yes, we doing stuff that are illegal, but we're also having fun too. It's like we're together, you know, but that just lets you know, man, just being careful of the community you attach to yourself. Cause I still talk to those guys, like I'm still friends with them, but I'm just in a whole different light. And they even started doing much better, you know, by being that example. I was around 11 to 12, and then at 13, I started playing for the middle school team. I couldn't make it on the 12 when I was 12 because didn't have the grades, but I was just exposed to it. And it was like, yo, you nice, you gonna make it, you gonna make it. I'm like, yeah, I be cooking people in the park, so I already knew this was light. But then there was a whole nother aspect of it of like grades and not skipping school and being there. And I was just like, I didn't make it. But then I was watching the season and I'm like, man, I could have been out there and had all these people cheering for me. And then the next year I like had like all good grades, went on the middle school team, Congress Middle in Boynton. And then I ended up being a starting point guard and going undefeated for the full season. And it changed my life. Like I was being called like the best handles in the city, the best guard in the city.
Little did they know, it's the best handles maybe in the world.
It changed my life, Todd, man, for real. Dope. I think like that's why I was having a conversation with one of my parents, and I'm like, they're saying, when you get that excitement, like if you go and you get a layup, that first layup, and everybody, sometimes it changes your life. Or if you get that first dunk, man, and a girl say, "Oh man, you kind of," then like you're like, "I want to dunk it again. I want to dunk it." You know, sometimes it's like that right timing where you get praised for something as a kid, and you're like, "I want that again." Yeah. Especially when you're like struggling with a lot, with everything coming at you, and then you get that praise. And sometimes that praise is the thing that make the click, like, I want this. Yeah. And that's what happened with me.
No, absolutely, you know? Man. No, that's the bigger piece of life, right? We're all motivated by just these basic fundamental things, right? Being accepted is a huge part of that, right? Like reflecting on I was listening to, what's my guy's name? Motivational speaker, deep voice, 6'6". What's his name?
Joel Austin?
No. Why am I blanking? Not Jim Rohn, the one who's here now. Karina, help me if you can. Who's the big guy?
6'6".
Burly voice. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. That's why I got my phone. I was literally listening to this morning. Y'all gonna be mad that I forgot his name, but Yeah, Tony Robbins. My bad.
Tony Robbins. Okay.
And he was talking about this on the Diary of a CEO podcast and being accepted, right, because of the attention that we don't get when we're young. That's what drives us to whatever, right? So the attention you were seeking, hitting licks and doing the stuff you're not supposed to do, negative attention flipped when you turned it to basketball. Yes. For me, to this day, I lived in a house with a lot of people in it. And I know my parents love me, but I didn't get like crazy attention. It didn't make me wild out, but it makes me really crave and love acknowledgement. Mm-hmm. And that's my attention is like, oh, when somebody sees you doing something that you're supposed to do, right? I was the good kid, man. My brother's got a lot of whoopings. I only got like 10. so like
branches.
That's how I seek the attention. It's like, I'm gonna stay out your way. Like I'm gonna do what's right. And that turned into who I am now, like reflecting on helping people. You know, like I just love to help people, but it's because it's the quiet attention, the quiet acknowledgement that, hey, you're doing something good. You're on the right track. And so it's just a basic need for our life to have that acknowledgement, but focused in the right place and to stay humble in that place. I'm not seeking attention now because I need attention. I'm seeking it because I know it helps people. Mm-hmm. And I know that acknowledgement is the right type of acknowledgement, not the negative kind. And
right. And then with everything going on, to add on top of that, there's so much attention now with media.
Man.
It's just like, you could get this attention and then you get through depression because now you have so much access to attention.
Yes.
So like, you know, when we in them parks and stuff like that and you get attention, you can also get the wrong type of attention in that park. You know, that drug dealer who hitting every shot. I ain't gonna say nobody names, but who hitting every shot and money falling out his pocket, change falling out his pocket. He's still nice. Like, he could grab you on and be like, okay, cool. You build a relationship with him. You love the game. That's a whole different world.
That Bird from Above the Rim. We could use movie characters.
Okay.
Yeah, right?
Okay.
From Above the Rim. Tupac. Remember
Yeah.
his character was getting Kyle Watson?
Right.
Right. Trying to be in part of the game.
So attention is like so important. That's why it's so good. And I support everything that you're doing, because ever since I met you, everything was always the right attention and selective attention. So a lot of people know Todd. A lot of people want to get Todd on the phone. A lot of people, I hear all of this stuff. And I'm like, I always can have access to Todd. It lets me know it's like you're giving your attention in the right places that mean well, you know, from everything that you've built in this community. And I've always respected it. And now I'm just honored to be a part of this podcast and be able to share with everybody who's already loving what you're doing. And I really appreciate it.
You don't know this, but I have it in my phone. I'm gonna show you after this. You were one of the first names when I first knew I was doing a podcast. One of the first names I wrote to be on the podcast, and so it's a full circle moment for me being not just you on the podcast, but in your space doing it. It even means that much more. Like, God had a plan, not to have it at any other place, but for this moment to have it here, because it means something. It has more expression to it, and so. Man, that's reciprocated, man. So I appreciate that.
Man.
I'm gonna do this segment, but I want to keep that focus on that attention, because you're huge on the media side, and it's so important for kids to understand the right exposures and the wrong exposures with this media, and how it's even impacted you. Right, I'm sure it's been a journey. You've been on the social media side since almost it started with Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
You were one of the first basketball influencers. I want to get to how you became a basketball influencer. So this part is called the 2-minute drill. So from that first time in the park for that community center to you becoming an influencer in the basketball space, I need 2 minutes. Teams, schools, coaches. As fast as you can. You're on the clock.
All right, it put me on the spot. All right, so one, I was chasing the basketball dream after college, not getting like
you went from middle school. What happened in high school?
Okay, in high school, you know, carrying on from middle school, I was recruited by, you know, all the private schools, all the public schools. They all wanted me to go there, and my mom wouldn't let me go to private school because they wanted me to go all the way down to Broward and live around there. So that was a no-go with my mom being Haitian. I'm Haitian, and I speak full-blood Haitian in the house. That's the only thing we speak. And my mom's from the island. She's not accepting that. So I ended up going to the new school that was built right in our community and went to Boynton Beach High. And from there, I had a good friend named Brian BMAC, who's shout out to the gym. You know, he got the gym center over there, and he would pick me up every day on the handlebars to work on our game. And we got prepared for high school, and so much attention was coming to the high school from me going from being one of the top players in middle school, now being a 9th grader. And he was doing that, you know, 2 years before me, and he was being a sophomore. So from there, went from there to our goal was to go Division I. So every day, we went every day to the park by ourselves. Every single day, and our goal was to go Division I. Yeah. He ended up accomplishing that goal. I ended up seeing that. I ended up accomplishing it. Then another friend, Dave, who was part of our group at Boynton High, ended up accomplishing that. We all went Division I. So from Division I, chasing the dream, we all went Division I, but no one from our community went Division I. So it was hard to be there and not have nobody to be like, yo, what I do if I'm killing everybody in practice, but they're not playing me? They're like, yo, stay here, just don't come back to the hood. And I'm like, all right. But I'm struggling. So anyways, college goes by and I'm thirsty for basketball. I start chasing it all around the world after graduating. And I start going to everywhere to play. I went Division II, went NAIA. I was just trying to find it, but I got kind of traumatized in college because of not being able to answer if I'm killing, why I'm not playing. I got it kind of messed me up. The same thing went to Division II, and it went to NAIA.
Man.
I'm like, there's something. So I'm chasing it. Now I go pro. I go Mexico for $500, like a game that I never got. So, you know what I'm saying?
That happens.
You know what happens. So end up getting hurt. Once I got hurt, went back to college, started dribbling the ball every day, trying to get better at it. Kids started following in the gym. I got inspired by working at Nike by Bill Bowerman from a story called Remember the Man. They trained you at Nike. And in the midst of that, I was like, okay, play basketball, work at this shoe retail spot, and I got inspired right in the middle at the right time, looking at Bill Bowerman of just being like a coach or a trainer. And as I was working out, the kids were coming in and working on their handles with me when I was hurt, and I find myself fixing them all the time. I find myself helping them so much that their parents started coming back and saying, yo, here's $100 for him to come today again. And I was matching it up with hours at Nike, and I was like, yo, he's just a coach. I'm a coach too, and the community really loves how I'm helping the kids. Maybe I could be like Nike. Quit that, and then started, they had this thing, I don't know if you participated in, it was like the Summer is Serious, where you had a card if you did like a move or something like that, they gave you a card. It was a campaign Nike put out, and it was required the best handles do a video, and then they'll post you on the car and they'll fly everybody out to LA or New York to compete. Like this was an influencers were kind of start in the
I
beginning.
tried out for it and I crashed hard.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I did. I tried out for it out here in LA and I did not make it.
Yeah.
So I remember that.
So I got to the all the way to the last part, but as I was grinding it, all these videos, I was building a community trying to get there. And I was getting the attention. I was like getting the right attention. I built a community. I end up not making it, but then I end up building such a bigger community that KD ended up hitting me up personally to come work on his handles. And
Where were you living at this time?
Oklahoma City. That's when I was at Division II.
Okay.
And I came back. So Oklahoma City with KD, then I found myself like, okay, I'm really, really pushing this Bill Bowerman thing. I really could be him. KD wants to work out with me. So I ended up started getting with KD. He ended up not even working out. We ended up doing 18 songs in the studio together.
You and KD got tracks?
18 songs.
This is released?
Unreleased.
Unreleased.
Two of them are released.
Okay.
So KD ended up doing that. We finally end up working out with each other, but we grow the relationship through music. And and then he brought me out to LA, and the whole influencer thing. All this time, I would just continue to push, the Summer is Serious kind of concept that grew an audience, but it really started bringing the right people with me, and that's how I became an influencer.
Wow.
Yeah, I know that was a little bit over 2 minutes, but
No, but it got to the point because you added the good parts of the story where you transitioned from the things that are meant to be traumatizing and where people get down and maybe get into a state of depression where getting injured in college, you hear it a lot, right? Understanding that are trying to still play, right? When your career is over, everybody hits that wall. You hear it with pros, but vets in the NBA where they don't know what to do with their life. These kids don't understand that most of them, the highest level they're going to play is high school, maybe junior college. Like the ones who are even serious about and putting the work in, like basketball, just the numbers don't equal the amount of participants from high school to college.
it's lower now.
Yeah. And so you have to know how to transition using the game still. Like you just did what you always did from 10, 11, 12 is dribble. And right?
That is true.
And it opened up doors, but you did it in a way. And then the other piece, you got a mentor. Whether he knew you were mentoring him or not, I don't know how direct that relationship was. You said Bill Bower was his name?
Bill Bowerman.
Yeah, Bill Bowerman. Is you got a mentor. That's the fastest way to success. Get somebody who's teaching you something to raise your level, right? What part, because you told me this story before, what part of the Nike concept, how you birthed your name and the name of your company?
Man, that's a great question. So with Nike, when they're training you in this retail space and I'm giving out boxes and, I was one of the most talented kids on the team. So everybody in the university is coming to the store. I'm uncomfortable. I'm supposed to be playing pro. And I'm going through this training with Nike. And I'm like, okay, Bill Bowerman is a track coach. I'm doing the same thing with these coaches and helping them out. So I looked at it like, okay, these kids were coming to the gym and the coach was from Oklahoma City University. His son was coming to the gym and he started progressing crazy. He could shoot, but then I was working on his handle a lot. He started being one of the most recruited. I tricked myself to thinking I could be Bill Bowerman. I'm the Oregon track coach and this kid is one of the athletes and all I gotta do is come up with a waffle sneaker to make it all sense. But as far as like the concept of helping him develop, he was very, very, very passionate about the development. And because he was so passionate and always figuring out a way to help those athletes get better, that's what made him come up with the sneaker. He's like, I want to help these kids run faster. And W's came at the right moment at that time. So with myself, I'm like, I'm very passionate. I'm not even working out no more. I'm very passionate about these kids' development. And I don't have a sneaker yet, but they train you in Nike to when people come in the store, even the music that's being played is like manipulated for you to shop. So if you go in the Nike store, the way they position, this, or like they pay attention to the audience on like how they are in the store to make them buy. And this is $1 billion company. So when I quit at Nike and I started dedicating myself to handle life and I came up with the name at the moment when I was at Nike and training kids at the university, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. So I would work on handles every day because I had stress fractures on my shins from playing on the concrete in Mexico. And I work on handles every day and didn't know what I wanted to do in my life, but I just felt something pulling me towards that way. So at the end of the day, I was like, you know what? I don't know what I want to do every day, but I work on handles every day, and I don't know what I want to do with my life. I'm just going to put it together and make it handle life. And that's my Nike. And then I looked at myself as an athlete. I started going viral on the other kids' pages that I were training. And like, coach, everybody's asking, who's this coach? Like, you need to make an Instagram account. So I had to go ahead and look at the kids' pages, and I see them kind of trending and getting that attention. So I was like, damn, all I'm doing is dribbling. I was like, I dribble way too damn much. So I said, whatever, so Michael Jordan is Dribble Too Much, and Nike is Handle Life. And that's how I came up with those two names.
I love it, man. It's what it is. Just straight up. You're trying to handle life and you dribble too much. I love that story, man. I don't know. I think it's just so simple. I think people try to dig too deep for names sometimes.
Right.
When it's right there in front of you, man. The thing that I've seen you repeat over and over, whether it's in this conversation right now or just knowing you over the years, is that when you have something, you move on it. You're hungry, right? Mm-hmm. That's the biggest, I think the biggest indicator of somebody who's going to be successful, regardless of how often they really reach success, right? Is how hungry you are. You just keep going. If it's, when we first met, what were you doing at the time? Man, when did we first meet?
Kenny, probably.
Kenny, yes.
So
it was that training. So you were trying to get set up in LA with everything, your academy and all that. And so that's what you were doing. And then the heavy balls and then a facility before this and then everything you've done, like you just hungry. You're going after it. The music career, everything you've done, you just did it. You just kept going. And, even we just talked about before we came in here, I don't even know how much we could talk about that. It's like something you did 7 years ago because you just did it. You're going to see the fruits of that now. And 7 is the, God's number of completion. So I want you to know that whenever it's 7, but yeah. So it's like that is so, I just want kids to see that. I want these parents to understand that, like, if your kids are showing that hunger, right, that's how you know they're going to be successful. And that's how you know that you can grow where you're planted. That's the other thing you did, right where you were. Whether you're in a Division II school in Oklahoma City, which I don't think 85% of the kids in Southern California would want to go there.
Right.
They'd be like, what? D2 in Oklahoma? What? But that's where this was birthed. You know what I mean? Like,
man, that's powerful.
Yeah. So that
Like, be where your feet are.
That's it. And people, you're in competition with yourself to see the positive side of things, to experience life the way God wants you to, not what you think you're going to do. We have dreams, desires, and goals. Absolutely. But when you have a moment to sit down and listen to God and grow where you're planted, it sends you on your journey to your mission, to where you're supposed to be.
Man, that's very deep, Todd, because at that moment when I was in Oklahoma, I was rolling back and forth in bed, and I was thinking about pro, and I was thinking about training, and I was thinking, and like, I think those moments happen when you have nothing. Like, right?
Yeah.
Like when I ain't have a job, my girlfriend taking care of the bills, I'm sleeping on the couch and she walking in. I'm tired from trying to make it pro. She walking in like, the bills are due. You still trying to make it pro? And I'm like feeling guilty and bad about it, but I have a dream that I want to do. And I remember asking God, I was like, God, I'm gonna put 2 feet all into this. I'm like, I'm gonna lean into this, man. I don't have nothing. I gotta do this. And I just think those moments, they repeat themselves, but I'm trying to get better at feeling like that even when I have success. Like,
right.
Still having that I'm just depending on you type of energy. You know, because I seen success of it repeat. Like, it gets to a point where when you see God coming, it's almost like always when you on that last breath, and he comes through. What happens if you got more breaths, but you still have that last breath attitude? That's where I'm like, I really want to get better at, but it's gonna take a community. It's gonna take more than myself to be able to get there. But that's like a thing that I've been really, really thinking about. It's like, it's always when you're down. It's always when you like, not to say this, it's always when you in that car crash and you like, oh God, please help. This is when you say it.
Yeah.
And he's gone, and he comes through. And there's nothing that says that he's not gonna come through. It's almost like he just wants you to be able to depend on him.
Yes.
And he's gonna come through.
Yes.
So that's like my focus now.
It's the humility, right? It's us being in that place of giving everything to God, right? Like, truly placing everything under his rule, under his power. And so we can experience what he has for us. And once we try to take it in our own hands, the way we go back to the garden, man, Adam and Eve did that. They took the knowledge, the fruit of good and evil, and tried to do it themselves. And it got them out of God's presence, which everything was there. Gold was in the garden, food, everything you needed was there in the garden. And as soon as we try to take that fruit and we try to control what God has given us, then we're out. We're out of that. We're out of position. He wants us to be in alignment so we can experience his goodness, his everything that he has for us inside his kingdom. And so
I agree.
That's that humility, man. And
I agree. And like, with that being said, when everything is there and I see these things, this is what makes me believe in God, because it's almost like these are 100 years ago, and they're like, everything you need to know about your life is in the Bible.
It's in the first chapter of the Bible.
Like, every situation, it may be it's like I make music, so I use metaphors to get to the kids of like what I want them to understand when I'm rapping about basketball, or when I want the guys in the streets to merge the idea, but it's still positive. But the guys in the street might think oh man, he spit.
Right.
But it's basketball bars. So I think like the Bible is full of metaphors of what your life, it really, like, you can find any one life's in there, but you got to understand every word to understand the metaphor.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's it. That's the meditation of it, right? Understanding the word and diving in. I want to talk about the media side, right? So you have a gift, right? Your gift is, I'm gonna call it dribbling, and that's a metaphor, of course.
Yeah.
Right. Being able to handle life in any situation you're at and maximizing what God has given you and where in that space, right? And then using that to springboard your way to the next part of life. But for somebody who doesn't understand what their gift is and the power of media and social media, right? Are you able to break that down for somebody? Listen, I could dribble. You ain't gonna rip me, but I'm also not about to do no ball handling videos, right? Unless I'm, in the work. That's not my thing, right? I used to have hops, right? I can still dunk, but
You can still dunk?
Absolutely. Yeah, I used to have crazy bounce. So I used to have hops, right? I could probably have used that to build my social media. For somebody like me who has influence in a space, how do I use media and social media? Or for a kid who's trying to be seen by colleges, what's the right way to use this media space where it's not impacting you negatively, but it's able to springboard you to the next part of your life?
I love that, man. I love these questions, man. And in my opinion, the way media is, the way I got to where I'm at right now is authentically being exactly who you are. Because at the end of the day, this internet is like an IP. So if you're trying to be in somebody else, someone else is trying to be that person too. It's not a new created IP. There's somebody there doing that. When I first got on the internet, I had no idea I was gonna have like 1 million followers. I'm really just now, honestly, starting to build a team to understand algorithm and all this stuff. I have no idea of how none of that stuff works. I was just really dribbling every day and being authentically trying to make it and recording the process. So if I give it's authentic storytelling, which is your life, who you are authentically, whether you get 1 like, I had 2 likes, people fall, and then purpose. You gotta have a purpose and you gotta be able to tell the story, and you gotta have the confidence that no matter who see it, but whoever sees it, when they see it, is gonna get the message that you're trying to tell. So even if it's 1 person, then you trickle it down to, okay, 1 person saw it. And when I was growing and I started getting like smarter with social media, I was like, how do I get 1 kid to tell another kid about it? You know what I mean?
Yep.
It starts with 1 person. So when you're discouraged and you're doing all of this stuff, just know it only take that 1 person to interact with you.
Yep.
And nowadays, you can find that 1 person in your family. You got friends. So I was always trying to figure out how to get someone else to tell someone else. So I really and then I think it comes with studying the community. So I made these things up. I didn't really have no blueprint. I was like, okay, if the kids are gonna go to school at lunchtime at 12 o'clock, let me post something that's a challenge that they can talk about at lunch. Mind you, I don't have no idea when the lunch is. It could be here. I'm like, okay, how do I create something when they see it? They're like, oh, shoot, look, you seen this? And that's how I kind of like grew on social media. So it was authentic. Then it was like how to get someone else to tell someone else about your story you're trying to deliver.
Absolutely.
That's how I grew. And now it kind of, where there's algorithms and stuff like that, I think it's all the same thing. It's just it all goes back. There was an algorithm back then, but I still grew through it.
Yeah.
But it's just different, different ways to tell the same thing or do the same process to grow. And I'm experiencing it now. I planned to release content. I'm starting to release content for a while. My page was stagnant because I'm invested into building in the real community, because I found like where, what happens if Instagram goes down one day? What happens?
Yeah.
So I was like, let me spend time of building something meaningful that can really help people in real life. I got to 1 million followers. I'm like, I'm not focused on that no more. We got 1 million. Let's try to get this community locked in real life. That way, if Instagram ever go down, we can bring everybody else to the next platform. So that kind of died to social media, not giving it attention. But the quickest way to grow is giving it like the right attention of like authentic storytelling and trying to get someone else to learn about what you're trying to say.
I love it. Love it,
like-
man. It's clean, simple, and everybody can do it. They just have to do it.
Yeah. They got to be able to deal with those times when they're telling the story and nobody's listening. It's almost like when you're getting shot, and it's a dedication thing. I think I got lucky because of the work that I put in before the cameras is on. That's what people don't understand too. It's like you want 1 million people to look at you. What did you do before the camera came on? You know?
Yeah.
People look at it as like, okay, I just get a camera and I can do this. No, it's like I was doing millions of reps in college, not playing, sitting the bench. I was still in the gym trying to get 5 minutes of playing time coming up with dribbling drills and killing on practice. So all of that. So when I'm able to relate, or when I was younger and I was dribbling to the community center every single day, all of that stuff counts. Like to be unique and incredible. How much time are you spending on a craft before the cameras?
Yes.
Before in any lane of business, when the cameras come on, that's really the end like product that's ready to grow. And I think a lot of people don't think about that.
Yeah. You mentioned earlier having purpose. What would you say right now is your life's purpose?
Man, I think it's the same purpose of helping people. Like, you know, kind of like you, always wanting to help. I want to be in a place where I can just, not just help everyone, but help people that I can identify that were the same kids that I was growing up, or someone that is struggling. Like I really, you know, there was a moment between me and Chris Paul. I'm just throwing this out there because it kind of is going into it. He got traded. We've traded every year. He got traded to Oklahoma City. It was hard on us, you know. It was really hard because it's moving your whole family. It's moving your whole schedule. It's like changing your plan. And I seen how hard it was. And he's a self-motivated individual. When I tell you, I feel like that was one of our best years, like at OKC. It's because when I adopt that, I'm like, oh, they sleeping on us? Let's go.
Right.
I'm like, that's what turned me up.
Yeah.
Because I was a kid that's, you know, even my song, I was like, remember when they used to sleep on me? Now they not missing alarm clocks, you know what I mean, on ankle bully. So it's like, I get up for that kind of stuff. So my purpose is really to continue to support the people who feel like, you know, they're not being seen, but they're passionate about it.
Yeah.
And I only bring up that moment because he's passionate about everything that he does. And he already got that mindset, and it just felt like, okay, they sleeping on us. Let's go. That's what wake me up. That's what wake me up, man. If you feel like you're not being seen and you believe you can do this, I'm right behind you. Let's work. Because that's what the success came from me. I'm just used to that pattern, you know?
Yeah. No, that's your life. That's where, like you said, the work in the dark came from that place. And so you're able to show people how to get through that because you were able to get through that.
Man, absolutely.
Man, that's a beautiful story, man. And to be able to experience that with one of the game's best, right? Like your dream was to be in the NBA, but now you made it to the NBA. You trained their players. You've been to all the events. You've impacted the world with basketball. Probably bigger than you could ever dream, right? Like in a way where you thought it was going to look like this, but nah, I got this route for you. And so, yeah, man, it's dope. That's all.
Man, thank you,
flowers,
man.
your flowers, man. Like we got to celebrate those past wins, man. Really quick. All right. We got 15 minutes left. So I wanted to stay on point with these next couple questions because we could sit here and talk forever. You know that. Our conversations just keep going. All right. You opened the Handle Life headquarters. We here. Talk about the headquarters. What's its purpose? What do people have to look forward to?
I'll tell you right now, the purpose of the headquarters is community. Like building a community, being that community center coach that picked me up when I didn't have anything. You know? Like that's, and then aligning with like-minded individuals that, you know, feel the same thing, which that's why this is your home for the podcast. You've been on that. Like you've been building a community regardless if, you know, this kid is top in the country or this kid is a beginner. And I like, that's the purpose. What it turns into, I'm not committed to anything it turns into, but the purpose is community. This might become like a big library.
I love it.
I'm just committed to bringing like-minded individuals together to be able to help pick up those people who are passionate. That's what the headquarters is about.
Purpose.
Yes.
Purpose. I love it, man. And leaving room for God to do the rest. And
right.
You've seen it in the ways of the blessings that people have donated things and just helped you in this place as you begin to build it. And so this is me asking y'all in the community, come ask Johnny what he needs. Like, let's help build up this community because he's doing it for the right reasons. His heart's in the right place. And he's literally partnering the people he's brought in here. You wouldn't think he would bring in here, but he is because he's partnering with the community to build it up for them. So, man, let's support this man in his journey, in his purpose. And it's going to be reciprocated to us in many different ways. So Coach Todd's asking y'all to help Johnny out, whatever he needs.
Let's build together, baby.
All right, man. Thank you. First off, okay, we're gonna go to the last couple segments of our show. Mm-hmm. All right, the first one is my Rushmore, and then for you, this is gonna be really good. So my Rushmore, like Mount Rushmore, I want your top four. For you, top four ball handlers all time, pro, non-pro, period.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
When ball handling, do you feel like Iverson has handles?
Iverson has handles, yes. He has moves, but he also has handles. That's what you're asking, if he has moves or handles, right?
Yeah.
I think he has handles.
So when you ask that question of handles, right? Kyrie Irving is he's the number one on Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
But it's interesting with Iverson because just because he don't have it like on a string like Kyrie, he's able to use his handle really well.
Yeah.
So you're not taking it from him. He might not be doing how Kyrie do, but he knows how to score the basketball with his handle. Mm-hmm. So he's at the top of the line, and Kyrie knows how to score it too.
Yes.
So it's like with Iverson, you would say it's like, okay, this crossover move is, you know, his signature. So I would say between Iverson and Kyrie, I just don't.
It doesn't have to be in order. I just need four. So you got two.
Iverson, Kyrie.
Okay.
Man, Iverson, Kyrie. Man. Chris Paul. That's not just because he's my client. It's because he's 6 foot. He could do whatever you want with the ball, and could do everything with the ball. Iverson, Kyrie, Chris Paul, Kobe Bryant.
That's a surprising one. Talk to me. Why Kobe?
Handle.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, like everybody in the country is trying to triple team him. How is he getting through there?
The footwork, handle. You right?
Handle, footwork.
Yeah.
You know, that's my first time ever saying that. I think I'm just so into this conversation that I'm really thinking deeply. But Iverson, Kyrie, Chris Paul, Kobe Bryant.
Love it. Love it. I like the Kobe ringer. We're gonna ask the people about that one, what they think. I like that. My four, definitely have Kyrie. Kyrie, Jamal Crawford for me.
Oh yeah, he is.
Because the creative and feel and flow and shiftiness, like Jamal's up there.
Dang, I forgot.
So I'm gonna throw one in there, man. For me, hot sauce. I think hot sauce changed the generation. Like we watched N1, like everybody. There was other
I
ones.
thought we saying NBA.
I said whatever.
At all
I thought
times.
you was gonna throw yourself in there. I love the humility, but
Skip to my Lou was different.
and so and
That's
then
who I wore number 11 in middle school.
there
'cause
you
of
go.
him.
Okay, so we'll put honorable mentions since we did enough for you.
All
But
right.
yeah, I got hot sauce because like that's who I want. That's all my handles are hot sauce handles, all of them. I wanted to dribble like that.
To the
man.
guy who's so efficient.
right,
with
man. No, I
and
wanted
you
his
do a hot
handle.
sauce move, Todd.
Nah, that's go watch me hoop. I got that like I have his moves. I don't have his handle. So I didn't handle it like it, but I tried.
Throwing
And then-
did you have that move?
yeah, absolutely.
Like you had that?
absolutely.
Did you experience in that working?
Yeah, once I like grew up, like so I didn't my game when my mental and the physical clicked, I was like 23.
Okay.
I was playing in these semi-pro leagues and all that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
then I could do whatever I want on the court because it made sense. And I had hops.
Nice.
And so I would cross you and dunk on you.
That's
and
tough.
Yeah. When you see, ask
Oh,
these
look,
people in the
we
community,
gonna
they
flash it.
remember.
We're going to flash it. Just put the B-roll, throw that B-roll in there.
Man, somebody took my video down. I had one video on YouTube, a 10-minute highlight of all
We
of
gotta
that.
find that.
I know who has it, and so I'm gonna hit him up.
Yeah.
My boy John Stars Vision.
Yeah.
My fourth skip to my Lou is real, but AI. I gotta say AI too.
How do you feel about N1 handles and then NBA handles?
You know, a lot of the moves in N1, I'm gonna say there's a certain percentage of them that are illegal in the NBA, and so you gotta if we take those out, Kyrie, Stephon Marbury, Skip, Jamal Crawford showed us how to use them in the NBA game. I think you have to be a special person, know how to use them in space to get what you
Jason
need to get.
Williams.
Oh, tripping. Jason Williams. So yeah. See, this is
55.
but that's why we could only pick four.
I
'cause
learned
we-
everything from him.
Man. But
Passing. I was a passer
that's
before
why
I was
Sky
a scorer.
Clark wears 55 is because that man.
Really?
Did you know that? Yes. He
Dang,
loves
I
Jason
didn't even
Williams.
know that.
Yes, that's why he wears 55.
Jason Will, he loves his
Yeah.
game.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, man.
All right, so our last segment here, 2 questions for me. Could be about anything in the world.
Okay. What inspired you? I know some of these questions I've asked you before. Let me really think on this. What is something that you've never told someone before?
Whoa. Dang. That's a great question. What's something I've never told someone before? I got to really think about that because I talk a lot. I tell my wife almost everything.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Something I never told him before.
What's it something about you that you've never told someone before?
Sometimes I fear success. I don't know if I've ever told anybody that. Sometimes I fear success. I know what it brings and the light that it shines on me, and I don't want to ever make God look crazy. And so, you know, we all know what our downfalls are. And so as I work on mine, I self-sabotage in small ways. Nothing crazy. I ain't out here like doing drugs or drinking, nothing like that, but procrastinate. Don't make a phone call I'm supposed to make. Don't network the way I'm supposed to. Don't step up and use my voice when I know I'm supposed to say something. And I'm overcoming that right now, but I don't know if I've ever told anybody that because this is my own personal battle, I think. And nobody can see it because you see all the things that I'm doing and you, oh man, Todd is moving, but man, there's way more that I'm supposed to be doing. And if I become disciplined, efficient, and faithful to what God's told me, then I'll be at a different place. And
That's
so
deep.
I have to be okay with success and knowing that it's all for the glory of God. Don't be afraid of my flesh using that success for something that's not for God's glory.
Man, that's deep. I can relate to that for real. What been helping me is like, I'm like, it's God. I'm like, okay, I wanted this. I'm like, you know, I asked for it. Like,
Right.
I'm like, oh, it's not far-fetched. I've been really using that.
Yeah.
It's not far-fetched if this is the #1 podcast in the world. Like, there's God behind it.
Yeah.
Like, is it that surprising? It's really, really, really small if we really think of it. Like, that's how I kind of like been trying to use to help me be normal with, oh, this big idea. I'm excited about it, but like, I talk to somebody about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like that been helping me, if that helps anyone out there or helps you.
No, it helps me.
And my second question, what was a moment before core prep that you had in your life when you felt like giving up?
Giving up?
Yeah. Like before core prep, before you hit core prep to inspire all these kids in basketball, like what was like mine was like my back was to the wall. I was, I had nothing. I was hurt. I was like living in an apartment with my girl, like, you know what I'm saying? And that was like the turning point of it. Like I had nothing. I was like, okay, I have to do something.
Got you. I was living in Kansas. So I lived in Kansas for 4 years. I went to junior college out there. And then my second year of college, I left the school in the middle of the semester as the writing was on the wall about my playing time and the younger kids playing ahead of me. And my coach didn't have faith and belief in me, but I didn't have faith and belief in myself, hindsight. But I was living with a girl. So I don't know if my dad knows this. He was paying my rent at the time. He lives out here. So if you're hearing this, Dad, sorry. He thought I was living with my homeboy, but I was actually living with my girlfriend and ex-girlfriend at the time. And it was toxic. And it was a moment of, physical abuse, not on my side, on her side. And I was like, I woke up from that. I didn't like it. I didn't go put to sleep, but I woke up from that moment, like, get out of here. What am I doing? And this is not a knock on Kansas, because there's people who thrive out there. My brother's a director out there. He makes movies, and his movies are hits on Tubi. Like, he's doing his thing in Kansas, right?
Wow.
For me, Kansas is where I went to, like, my basketball game elevated, but my soul died because there was nothing to work for. My dreams were dying out there. And that relationship showed me, like, yo, this is turning you into someone you are not, someone you never would be. So my grandfather was abusive to my grandmother. My dad was abusive to my mom. I was like, I'm definitely not moving in that direction. And so that moment I woke up. Literally the day after that, I hit my dad up, who lives out here. I said, hey, I'm moving. I want to move back. It's the end of my semester. I was finishing school. And he was like, cool. And that was it, man. Like Life Jennings said, I packed my bags and I was gone.
I don't know all the sayings, but I'm going to laugh because I'm Haitian. What is that from?
Life Jennings, the Must Be Nice. It's a song. Life Jennings, I cannot sing like him, but that's what he sounds like. And at the end of Must Be Nice, he talks about his girl. I know it's hypothetically, of course, where the girl cheated on him. It's a song.
Okay, I'm going to check it out.
My 2000s babies know what they're talking about. I'm going to show you.
I just caught on to... it's killing me, Smalls. I was watching Sandlot.
Yeah, you Haitian for sure.
I just caught on. But I used to say it all the time. But because I knew how they were using it, I'm like, "You killing me, Smalls," and everybody would laugh, but I wouldn't even know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, that was my moment, man. It was I left, man, and came to Cali, and I ain't looked back. And my mom, come live in Kansas. Nah, I'm not coming to Kansas. I'm not. I can't go there unless I have to take care of you. It's the only way I'm going to Kansas. And I'm gonna try to move you to California if that's the case. So,
that's dope.
But that was the moment,
man. That's. I don't think you ever shared that.
No, I don't know. I have no idea. Karina, have I shared that?
To me personally.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, probably.
Man, I'm asking you some good questions.
No,
today.
That was
dope,
probably some of the better questions in all of our episodes. So, my brother, man, we're gonna do a part 2. Just
For
so you
sure.
know, because we have
and
a
3,
lot.
and 4,
yeah.
and 5.
We probably gonna just keep going.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Yes.
30 seconds, or I'm sorry, 24-second shot clock. Let the people know. They already know where to find you, but you can still let them know. That's your camera there. Talk
Okay.
to the people, message for the people, and anything that you want to tell them.
Thank you guys for watching this podcast. I'm Johnny Stephene, aka Dribble Too Much with the number 2. That's how you find my social. Handle Life is the brand, the training company, the inspiration. HandleLife.com to check us out. And soon to become is HandleLifeHQ.com.
My God. Appreciate you.
My man.